Hey there, wonderful folks. In this episode of Lords by Design, I wanted to talk a little bit about things that are either the starting information, basic information, or not so obvious things about character development, about leveling up, and also a few things about the death, respawn, and the system, the death and respawn system. Let's start with character development. This is my rogue character that has just defeated First Warden, and I'm nearing this first save shard in a game, and there's going to be a tutorial, probably the longest tutorial in the game. So if you don't want to read everything in here, let me just go through it, and also a couple information that is actually not, sorry, not included in this tutorial. So first thing is, let's get out of here, and I want to show you something. The tab of character development, you can see current experience on the left, slightly bottom part of the screen. I got 1100, almost 1200 XP on me right now. I am level, there you go. I'm level 10 right now. This is the starting level. Your character attributes, and there are 6 character attributes. They can't be lower than 8. 8 is a starting level for any attribute in the game, apart from luck. Luck can technically start at 0. This is the only one. And this is also important for the scaling of the weapons, which I will talk in another episode, I guess. But I started this game as a rogue, so I have 11 endurance and agility. Also 3 points of luck. This is the highest starting luck for all the characters, the rogue. And strength, vitality, and faith are at 8. So I have almost 1200 XP that I can spend either on character attributes or on the spell tree that I have selected at the beginning. And this is why at the bottom middle part of the screen you can see 2 separate bars, spell points and attribute points. There are bars and there's a number of it. Let me show you how that works. Because we have different amounts of XP that you need to buy, to transfer your XP into an attribute point or into a spell point. That's why you do it differently. You can see in a level below. When you press your right trigger or R2, you add experience towards attribute point, and when you press your left trigger or L2, you add it to a spell point. This is very important for people who are starting lords. It might be counterintuitive, but it's important that we wanted people to give freedom of whether you invest more in spells, more attribute points, round it up, and these cost differently, and their cost, of course, raises exponentially or just raises. It's not a linear increase once you buy next points of either spell or attribute. So it's important to keep these separate. That's one thing. The other thing is when you bank your XP towards end of this bar, you can see 1 more point added to attribute points. So right now I can spend it on any of the points. I have 1, so I can do either strength, vitality, and so on, and so on, and so on. Just a sec. Let me also get. Oh, I didn't. Okay, I didn't get 1 spell point. I'll explain it later on. That's the easier part. Now, what each one of these attributes is responsible for. Strength, of course, the main primary goal of strength is scaling the weapons that are the strength weapons, but also it raises the maximum equipment burden. I think endurance does that as well, yeah, and there is +2 and +1. Yeah, so endurance is more effective in raising maximum equipment burden, while strength does that as well, but it's primarily for damage of the strength weapons. Vitality does increase your health, but also it has a slight effect on the effectiveness of potions. So when you add a point to vitality, not only your health is increased, but also a minor, please note it, it's not very significant, but amount of HP that each health potion regenerates is increased. Faith is basically for faith weapons, but also it's very important that the amount of magic energy sorry, that you have to use for either spells or special other special things like weapon perks, for example. But this will be covered in a different episode as well. So these are two things that faith is responsible for. We tried to keep each attribute at least responsible for two things. Endurance, I've already mentioned that it is a primary stat for maximum equipment burden, and also primary stat for the amount of energy that you have. So this is a very useful, especially for rogue. And rogue is starting with the highest endurance out of all starting classes. Agility is for agility based weapon, and also a small increase in energy. You can see that there's +2 of energy, while there's also +2, but with higher ones it will be a bigger increase. So endurance raises your energy more than agility does, and luck is responsible. It's actually described here, but I think it has quite a lot of uses in the game. You will be, yeah, it's primarily okay. So it's definitely a better drops or a higher chance of drops from the enemies. Like for example, Rogue or Marauder drops his Great Axe with higher luck. I think Rogue was the only character that did this in previous episodes. That's because of the higher luck. Also higher chance of rare materials like crafting runes, and also when you are breaking the seals of the runes. This is the crafting kind of, it's found later in the game, the crafting system in Lords. You can get you have a higher chance of getting a better tier rune when you break the seal of a sealed rune, to see what's inside and what kind of rune you get out of it to apply to your weapon, shield, armor, or gauntlet. Okay, so I think I want more agility in this character, and you can see that it means that right now I'm level 11. And talking about spells, there are two kinds of conditions on which you unlock the spells. The first one is let me just see very quick, do I have the spell point chart? No, I don't. Okay, never mind. So the first thing is you have to reach, I think, second stage of the prayer, or third, but I think second, to be able to buy the first stage of either Mimic or Stab. And then you have to have a total of, God, I don't remember exactly, but probably 5 points spent in these, or 6, in these 3 spells, somewhere across all of these 3 spells, to be able to unlock the last one, the ultimate, the most powerful spell of this class, which is Shift. And apart from that, totally parallel mechanics is the requirements of Faith attribute. All spells based on Faith. Faith is weakness, as some of the promotional material for Lords was saying, but that's a joke. It meant something else. It was a lore text. Anyways, you have to take note both of the order of unlocking these spells. There's sort of a tree, although it's not visualized as a tree in here. And the other thing is the requirement. I don't have Faith to be able to get a first stage of Mimic or Stab, but also I wouldn't be able to get it even if I had 12 Faith, because I don't have a second stage of Prayer, and so on and so on. This one, the first stage of Shift even requires 15. So it grows with each stage of the spell. I think the first stage of Prayer requires 8, and I think the second one requires like 10, 11, or 12. I don't remember exactly. So yeah, this is the character development. Let me see what else. Now let's talk about death. I want to make these episodes quick. When you die in Lords of the Fallen, the experience. Oh, one more thing. Okay, no, wait, guys. This is a very important thing about the experience that you gather from killing enemies. It's going to be a longer episode. Anyways, when you kill an enemy, you get an increase in the amount of XP that you get next time. Like, say you have these. Let's look here real quick. You have these infested, they're called, enemies, and let's say he drops, I don't know, 100 XP, just an example. When you kill this guy right after saving the game, you get 100 XP. But because you killed this guy and didn't die, didn't save, or didn't quit the game, no, quitting doesn't count. The next enemy that you kill gets more XP. It has a multiplier. It is displayed once you killed an enemy. Let me show you how that works. So you get 0.01 increase in the multiplier. I will skip it. Yeah, I think there's even... Okay, now let's just kill him this way. And when you see the XP in the bottom right corner, it says times 100. The next enemy I kill is going to be times 101, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just... Oh yeah, I love this attack. It's got hyper armor. Anyways, there you go, times 102, so it's actually 2 hundredths, however you call this, 0.02 increase in every enemy that you kill. And as long as you don't save, don't die, I'm thinking of whether there's anything else. I think upgrading your character also counts here. Yeah, see, higher lag means higher drop rate for crafting materials. And now I have a 1.02 multiplier. When I go to the save point, I can save my game using a triangle. This will reset my modifier. So, and it actually, there will be a message saying that. So when I press it, there you go, all the messages on the right. Health potions refilled, and so on and so on and so on. And modifier reset. But when you press the left stick, hold it pressed, and then use, it only says checkpoint activated. That is a difference because it doesn't reset your modifier. It doesn't do all the other things as well. So it doesn't refill your potions. It doesn't... I don't know what else. But the important thing that it does, it saves the game. So you can save the game without resetting the modifier. But it means you are not resetting kind of the amount of potions of your character, and so on and so on and so on. So this is a very important thing about the modifier. And when you're dying, this is what I remembered when I started talking about dying. When you die, should I die real quick to show you guys that? I don't know. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. I think here's a pretty good thing. There you go. This guy will be very, very happy to kill me. So after respawning, you can see the icon above my health bar, the ghost icon. It says right now it's 83 XP and there's still 100% left. It will start leaking with time. I think it should be lying. Yeah, it's there. There you go. There you go. It already started leaking. It will start leaking with time, but the amount of time it takes before it starts leaking is dependent on the multiplier that you had when you died. So this is cool information. And I was demonstrating using the ghost for combat purposes, not picking it up when I was fighting First Warden. So that's one thing. The other thing is... Let me just kill this guy real quick. The other thing is, you can... But there's going to be a marauder patrolling this area. I want to avoid him for now. And you can pick it up by just going there and picking it up, as we could do right now. There's also another icon above my health bar, as you can see. It means that all of the 3 bars have a buff right now. The health is being very slowly regenerated. The amount of energy regeneration is significantly increased, and magic regeneration or cooldown, whatever we call it, is also increased. There's an item in the game called Ghost Merge Shard that you can use, and then you just pick up your ghost even remotely. This is a cool feature. There's it's a one-time consumable. You find these across the game. I think there's going to be enough for you to make use of. You're going to figure it out for yourself. Now, respawning, healing, and saving the game. I said that your potions refill once you use the checkpoint. That's true, and it's important to notice that not always you're gonna end up with a full stack of potions when you use a save point. That's because save point has a limited of potions that it can refill. Um, these four small floating shards are the amount of potions that this checkpoint can right now refill. When I use it, depending of the amount of potion that it returned to me, the amount of shards will drop off. And this represents I can't use health potion right now. Let me just real quickly get hit. Maybe I should get hit by this guy and use like 2 potions or so. Let me just do it real quick. So, thing is, some people are surprised that not all... I was supposed to get... What? I forgot I was supposed to get hit. You see, guys, these habits. Anyways, let's use a potion right now. And use another one so that I will need 2 to regenerate. Sorry, guys. My habits are stronger than me. And right now, I've used 2 potions. And I can go to a save point and refill. I think 2 shards are going to fall off. Yeah, as you can see. And these 2 will get up with time. There's a cooldown for this. And then I will be able to use it again. So it's like an anti-abuse system. I hope you guys got that. If not, just ask questions in the comments and I'll elaborate on it further. So there was it. Upgrading your character's death system. Oh, very important thing. If you're a Souls fan, you will see that there's a huge difference when you use a save point. Enemies do not respawn. See this? And Marauder here is not going to be present. They only respawn when you die or re-enter the area, or enter a new area, of course. So this is an important thing to take notice. Saving is safe in terms of enemy respawn. It does, however, reset your multiplier unless you press the left stick and then use a checkpoint. I think that's it for now. On the next episode, I'm planning to give you guys an insight in how weapon scaling and attribute requirement works, and maybe some of the movesets. We'll see about that, or a separate episode about movement. This one is already running long. All right, take care, guys. Have a great day, and cheers.